Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may find yourself. My name is Mr. Williams, and today's topic is fraction operations. And so here's what that means. We are going to go over adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing fractions in this video. And if there's one part of it that you already understand, then you can skip to another part of it. Okay? And so we're going to start off with adding fractions. And so when you're adding fractions, say that we have 2 over 5 plus 1 over 5. We want to see what that would equal to. Now, you might be looking at this problem here and you say, oh, I know what that answer is. That answer is 3 over 10. You would be making the most common mistake that math students will make when they're first learning this in 6th grade, maybe even earlier. Okay. Now, when you're adding fractions, the key is you want to keep the denominator the same. Okay. And here's the reason why. If this is 2 out of 5 and 1 out of 5, we're talking about the composite of the same amount of things. So look, this is out of 5 and that one's out of 5. So all you have to do is combine the top part. Okay. And so as a piece, let's say that we had, okay, this, that. This is not drawn to scale. However, you have, okay, that is 2. And then instead of this being 1 out of 6, this is still 1 out of 5. So you just have to add on that part there. And you can clearly see that it's going to be 3 out of 5. Okay, 3 out of 5. Now, this is what we get when the denominators are the same. And more than just doing that picture there, you can look at it like this. And actually in the higher maths, this will help you as well. Watch. This could be 2 books plus 1 book is equal to 3 books. In the higher maths, what this is called is combining like terms. And so technically here in this level, you are combining like terms. So and that's how you can get to this answer. All right. Now, that is when the denominators are the same. When they are different, we have to do a little bit of work here. 3 over 10 plus 1 over 3. Okay. Why am I using these numbers? These numbers are they're numbers that you can easily work with. But here's the thing that I love about math. And it's that even though they look simple, the principle remains the same. It's just like a proverb. The proverbs look simple, but they can be applied in so many different categories of life that it just makes it living and breathing. So that's why I use examples like this, because you're going to apply it to even bigger numbers. Okay, so now what you're going to do here is we need to get the same denominator here and here. And the way that you're going to do that, you are going to use what we call the least common multiple. You're going to do the least common multiple or least common denominator because they're denominators. Okay, those are the same thing. Okay, which in between 10 and 3, if you're looking at the denominators and you don't know what is their least common denominator, what you can do is just multiply the 2 numbers that you see, or 3 if 3 or more. Okay, so 10 times 3, 30. And so you ask yourself, what do I have to do to 10 to get to 30? And that's times 3. And what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. Good. All right. So now you're going to have a new fraction, which is 9 over 30 plus, okay, now we have 1 over 3, which again, okay, how do you get from 3 to 30? Here's what you do. Times 10. And what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. Okay, got to keep it uniform, y'all. Okay, so now what do we have? 10 over 30. Now we've reached the goal of getting to numbers that have the same denominator. Remember, 9 books plus 10 books. Oh, it's easy. 19 books. Okay, so equals to 19 over 30. Keep it the same. Keep it the same. Okay, so we get 19 over 30. And now when we're looking at this, you want to know a certain term here, which is relatively prime. Relatively prime. Okay, so this is the exact definition of what a prime number is, but it uses it in a different context. Okay, so here's what we know a prime number to be. The only thing that you can multiply is, or that are factors of this number, are itself and ones. For example, the factors of 5 is 5 and 1. There's no other whole number that you can use to make the number. 19 and 30, there's nothing that they can be both divided by in order to see if we can simplify it further. And I do, other than knowing this term right here, relatively prime, there's something that I like to do here, which is I'll write down 2, 3, 5. These are the 3 smallest prime numbers. And you want to see if you could divide out by one of these. Okay. And of course, 2 is not going to work because they're both not even. 3, the digits, 1 plus 9 doesn't, that equals 10. That's not a multiple of 3. So 3 wouldn't work. And of course, 5, the rule for 5 says it has to end in a 0 or 5, which that one doesn't work. So this fraction here is your final answer. And again, you might be looking at this video saying, you know what, this is really easy. I don't need this. Well, whenever you're doing the higher maths, again, we use the same principle here. So if you can get this, then you can build on top of it and do the much more difficult maths. This has been Mr. Williams with Math Minutes. And as I always say, spread the gospel, not gossip.